Welcome, everyone, to People on Dating. I'm your host, Will Morales, and this is a topic based conversation about the good, the bad, the ugly about dating. Whether you're 18 or 80, you have a story to tell. And the gist of this podcast is just a conversation, no judgment. Anyway, now that I got that out the way, today's topic is single networking events and business events. I put them both in the same category because this is a dating, this is about dating. And I think in some of these places, you can find a potential mate. So we're going to talk about the single networking events first. Most of them, if not all of them, are age specific. You might have like 21 to 35, 40, maybe to 49, and then 50 and up. But they are usually age specific. And to me, you're actually meeting someone in person. We are mingling, right? So that's one of the keys about a single networking event, which is different from speed dating. Speed dating, you have 5 minutes with each person and then you move on to the next. So it's not really networking compared to a single networking event. So the crowd is usually mixed, about 50-50, people of all races. They try to divide this to make sure there's one person for everybody. It's usually held in the lounge, music playing in the background. It's usually a bar or, like I said, a lounge. The food is okay. I would suggest you eat first before you go to one of these places. In some of these places, there are couches where you can have a conversation, so that's always important. You don't want to go to a place that you're standing. You don't really have much uh, solo time with someone. If you don't meet someone there, that's a potential date. Maybe it could turn into a business relationship because a lot of these people are professionals. A lot of these people are, work near the area. Again, like here, I'm in New York City, so most of these places are like in Midtown, and like I said, there's a local bars, local lounges where you could just hang out and all that. So I definitely recommend that. Um, One of the main things is you do get out of your comfort zone. When you go to one of these places, you're forced to talk to someone unless you don't want to. And I seen guys and some women, but mostly guys, when I got to some of these things where they're on the side. They're just by themselves in a couch and not mingling with anybody. To me, like, what's the point of going there unless you just want to leave your apartment? Understandable, but geez, you know, for you to go to one of these places and then not do anything but just sit there and or sit at the bar, again, not mingling. It's tough. I feel sorry for some of those guys sometimes when they go to these places and they're not doing anything. And to me, it's way, 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 way better than online dating. Less chance of catfishing, unless the person I'm talking to is someone else, pretending to be someone else, but usually you're meeting someone of the opposite sex there. So to me, I'm not even going to compare it. It's not even close. Some people want to do online dating. That's you. I've done a show about that, about catfishing. I have a guest writer that's going to talk about catfishing. That should be published in a day or so at the time of this recording. And usually at these places, there's a small fee to get in. One of the things is everybody's dressed up, which you get to see what people look like when they're dressed compared to me when I'm not in that element. Listen, I'm wearing a cap, uh, gym shorts, and a t-shirt. So I gotta admit that's how I am during the regular days. When it goes to one of these events, that's different. You're trying to look professional. Now, like I said, these are single networking events, but also there's business events. And in the show notes, I'll put some of the places where you could go to these things, single events, business events. I have a few choices, especially if you're here in New York. Now, for business events, it's usually men at these places, but there are some women at these events as well. And think about it. When you're at a singles event, you don't know what the other person is. They might be in a way different industry. They might not be working. They might be retired. They might work from home. They might work in an office. Whatever. You don't know what is it uh, that you might have in common. But in a business event, and I usually go to real estate events, I have something in common already. Excuse me. Like when I meet a few women here and there at some of these events, they want to be real estate investors. They want to learn about real estate. They want to get into the business of real estate. So you already have something in common, which is great. And you're both business people. Again, so you got two things. You're a business person and you want to get into real estate, right? And if then you perfect, you get to know them, you get to know what they want. But if they're already in the business for a couple of months, couple of years, again, you're building a business relationship with a lot of these people. And again, some of these are women. I've gone to events where there's tons of women at these events, and there's somewhere it's like 95% men and a few women. So it's always a hit or miss. Uh, like I said, I usually go to real estate event, and and these are same as singles events. Again, you're mingling, but with business people. Some of these are held again in lounges. There's one that I usually go to. It's held once a month. I think it's New York City Flippers and Funders. And again, I'll put that up on the show notes. And I was there maybe a month ago. I think it was late August. And there's one coming up soon. And I met two women there, but they were young. They were like half my age. So, but again, you're developing a business relationship. There's less pressure if you are shy. So if you're talking to a woman, it's usually about business. Where maybe at these singles events, the guys that I talked about before that are sitting at the bar or sitting somewhere in a corner, they might be just too shy or just afraid to talk to someone. Again, I don't get why go there. Um, but at a business event, the pressure is less because you're now trying to form a business partnership or at least a business contact. Um, to me, you have to be in person at these events. Again, people might say that online dating is the best way because there's no pressure. You just texting, but that's so impersonal, especially now at this day and age where people just text and people text your birthday. Where back in the day, years ago, they used to call you and talk to you. Now it's so impersonal. Everything is either at through Facebook or LinkedIn or a text, happy birthday. Gee, what happened to the days of talking to somebody? Um, so to me, I'll go to these events every day of the week, twice on Sunday, as they say, because to me, I'd rather be in person to talk to someone than try online. Like I said, I did an episode on catfishing. On Instagram alone in the last couple of weeks, I've been like catfished, even though I never fell for giving any money. But like I said, listen to that episode and you'll see like some of the red flags to look out for. Anyway, um, I'll put it on the show notes, but it's usually if you go to meetup.com and there's usually events near you. So again, I'll put that on the show notes. I'll put, again, I'm in New York City, but I could definitely put national, let's say, real estate events and things like that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. What did you think about today's topic about networking? At singles events, at business events, is this something that you would consider doing? Remember you have to be out front. You have to talk to people. Don't go and sit down in a corner because it just doesn't make sense to me. Um, Business events, if you feel that it's less pressure, there's tons of business events that you could go to. So, again, I'll put it on the show notes. Anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for listening. My name is Will Morales. You can find me at peopleondating.com. That's peopleondating.com. Also, please go to Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe, leave a review. It tells how we can make this show better. I'm also on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Also, I have a YouTube channel. I think it's called People on Dating YouTube Show, which hopefully I could change that title. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. I'm trying to think of anything else to say, but I think I covered it. Again, thank you so much for listening. Leave a comment on our YouTube channel page, or go to Facebook. Like I said, YouTube, People on the YouTube show. Leave your comments there. Tell me what you think about today's subject. And again, until next time, I'm Will Morales. Have a great day, everyone, and please stay safe. Thank you. Bye.